everyone, and I hope this video finds you doing well. If you are looking for ways to overcome mental health struggles that come with hearing loss, you are in the right place. Looking back at my childhood, I have noticed that there was a significant lack of awareness of the mental health of the deaf and hard of hearing community, especially those that have hearing families and mainstream at hearing schools like me. As a Christian with hearing loss, I have always struggled with chronic loneliness since I was a little kid. My hearing loss creates a barrier between me and other hearing people, and as a result, I missed out on the opportunity to develop crucial social skills, to develop meaningful relationships, and to socialize with people in general in many different situations. In hopes of helping others who are in a similar situation as me, I will be discussing what chronic loneliness is, what causes it, and how to cope with it. My whole life, I've had to combat chronic loneliness in many different social situations, such as the lunchroom, PE, in the hallways, restaurants, birthday parties, any social situations, any public places, you name it. I struggled with isolation in those situations. Because of the isolation that I have faced throughout my life, I have struggled with my self-esteem and my self-worth until one day I decided that I was not going to allow other people and my struggles determine my self-worth. The symptoms of chronic loneliness began to improve and my self-confidence started to grow when I started focusing on myself as a person, both mentally and physically. Having a personal relationship with God helped me see my worth through His eyes. I had to train myself to trust in who He says that I am through His Word instead of determining my self-worth through other people. To maintain a relationship with God, I pray to God every single morning when I wake up and every single night before I go to sleep. I also journal to Him just about every day. It's just to help me process my feelings. I am a better writer than I am a talker, so I like to journal a lot. I also like to meditate on the Word every single day. I don't do it every day like I should, but because I'm busy all the time, but I try to do it when I remember to do it. Throughout my journey as a Christian, I learned that no matter where I'm at in life, God will meet me right where I'm at. And that brings me so much comfort, and also knowing that He knows every single detail of my life, including my struggles, my heart, and every single detail in my life. And that just makes me feel less alone because at least I know that someone out there knows who I am, what I'm struggling with, and sees me for who I am. And knowing that just brings me so much comfort. It makes me feel less alone, and it actually helps eliminate some of the chronic loneliness symptoms. I try to exercise as often as possible every week by going to the gym, walking the track, and running at the track as well. I've noticed a huge improvement in my mental health when I started exercising more a few years ago. My anxiety and my depression decreased greatly, and the symptoms from the chronic loneliness also decreased a lot because I felt like I was actually doing something with my life. I am a psychology nerd and an avid reader, so some of the biggest things that help me with my mental health are reading self-help books and watching self-help videos. This book by Mark DeJesus is really good for those who struggle with self-love. Mark goes into great detail about God's love and how to see yourself through God's eyes. Curtis discusses how anxiety and other negative emotions are not sins, despite people using Philippians chapter 4 and verse 6 to condemn anxious people. He also goes into great detail on ways to use anxiety for spiritual growth. I like this particular women's study Bible because it further explains the meaning behind each verse. It prevents me from having to spend a lot of time Googling what they mean. Of course, you will have to be careful because it is just a paraphrase of what the scripture means. And you have to use your critical thinking to decide whether you agree with how the author interpreted the scripture. Mark DeJesus also has a great YouTube channel. He has helped me understand myself as an anxious person, and he offers valuable advice on how to overcome mental health challenges to grow closer to God. He seems genuine, and I love how he talks about his experience with his mental health struggles and uses it to help others. There is another great YouTube channel that I have watched for a long time. They help me understand how anxiety works, how to overcome it, and they also share their personal experience, which helped me feel less alone. I highly recommend giving this channel a follow because I did not realize how much of my mental health struggles were actually normal until I started watching their videos. Andrew Huberman is some of the people that I highly respect and trust. He is a neuroscientist and professor in the Department of Neurobiology, Psychiatry, and Behavioral Sciences at Stanford University. He researches ways to improve the mental and physical health and breaks it down really well for me to understand. I follow many of his methods, and he is one of the reasons I decided that I would take back control over my mental health. This is the most important advice that I will give you in this whole video, and that is that you must learn to accept and love yourself as you are, because you cannot overcome any of the obstacles in your life, especially the mental health struggles that you have in your life, until you learn how to love yourself and accept yourself as you are. That is all for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it very helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you come back to watch my next video that I will post next week.